intention to seek for re-election in the forthcoming 2023 general elections. Governor Abeokuta made the declaration while addressing members of DA Mandate Group 2023, led by the Special Advisor to the Governor on Political Matters, Honorable Adele, at the ESCO Chambers in Abeokuta after receiving the All Progressives Congress APC governorship nomination form worth 50 million naira bought by the group to support his candidature. Governor's Office correspondent Yusuf Ganiu reports.
They are called DA Mandate Group 2023, and they are led by the Special Advisor to the Governor on Political Matters, Honorable Adele. They decided to purchase the All Progressives Congress APC governorship nomination form worth 50 million naira to support the candidature of Governor Abeokuta for a second term in office. Governor Abeokuta assured that the nomination form would serve as an encouragement for him in his bid to seek re-election in the coming general election, while he also disclosed that Engineer Noemo Salakoyedele is the running mate.
I cannot thank you enough for this gesture. I can only say that the only way I can, reward you is by performance. I want to thank you for what you have done. I want to promise you that trust that we have built and established will continue to build on it. I consider today a very significant day in my own life, in the life of this administration. We're busy in our meetings, yet some young, sharp, diligent, supportive minds decided to go and obtain a form for us, thereby officially declaring our intention to run for the second term.
Governor Abeokuta appreciated the group for galvanizing support for him, adding that we will not forget the gesture.
I wish to say categorically that with all sense of humility and gratitude, I accept this nomination form. And I shall complete it accordingly, and I will return it accordingly. I will remember this day for a long time. I will not be quick in forgetting this day. I will remember all of you for a very, very long time. And I will continue to remember you in my prayers as well. But like Honorable B has said, this is politics. And my chief of staff said they look like investors. Of course they are investors. They're investing in an administration. And for everyone that invests, they expect to, reap returns. And I want to assure you that, you will get your dividends from this investment.
Leader of the group, Honorable Adele, said the group decided to buy the nomination form for Governor Abeokuta to stop insinuation being perpetrated by some people that the state is being run on borrowed structure, adding that the governor is a good product worth investing in.
This insinuation that our governor, our brother, is surviving on a borrowed structure. So there's a need for us to let everybody in the state know that our governor, our brother, enjoys the support of everybody, every political person in this state. So we're like, okay, let's form a group, a structure to support the second term.
He also noted that the group, which cuts across all the wards and local governments across the state, contributed the money to show appreciation for the enthronement of good governance in the state in the past 3 years. Yusuf Ganiyu, OGTV News.
DA Councillors, a group made up of former councillors under the flagship of the All Progressive Congress APC, has endorsed Prince Dapo Abiodun for the second term as Governor of Ogun State. Elizabeth Esson witnessed the meeting held at the House of Assembly quarters, Ibara Housing Estate, Abeokuta, where the endorsement was carried out.
To DA councillors, a group of former councillors in the local government in Ogun State, who are supporters of Prince Dapo Abiodun, it was indeed a promise made and promise kept. Appreciating him for keeping his promises with members of the group, informed their support for his second-term bid as the governor of Ogun State.
I want to sincerely thank our amiable governor, Prince Dr. Dapo Abiodun MFR, for keeping to his promise on the approval for the appointment of DA councillors as the government appointee in our various local government area in the state. You can go to sleep when you finally pick up your form to vie for the one seat in our state. Yes. Once again, what fail me, Your Excellency, to appreciate this lofty gesture to our people, and we will be grateful to approve the remaining. Thank you and God bless you.
Some members of the group who spoke on behalf of others pledged their unalloyed support to Prince Dapo Abiodun as they pleaded for other members to be included in the scheme of governance in the state.
On behalf of former councillor, Christian name, DA councillor, we really want to appreciate the effort of our governor by appointing some of our colleagues into supervisor in our various local government. We pray that God Almighty will continue to be with him. Amen. And we want to reassure him that we are fully behind him for him to run for the second time in office.
I'm here to appreciate our governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, on the appointment given to us. We, one of the members of the DA Council, and we are appealing to him in due course to please give us the remaining one. On his mandate, we shall stand.
We are thanking him very, very serious because some of people don't believe in him, but we believe in him. And we thank God that he fulfilled the promise. They promised to continue to support Governor Dapo Abiodun's developmental drive in the state in their various local council areas. Elizabeth Esson, OGTV News.
The chairman of Nigeria's Governors Forum and Governor of Ekiti State, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, has commended his Ogun State counterpart, Governor Dapo Abiodun, for his giant strides, especially for demonstrating capacity to increase investment in the Gateway State. Governor Fayemi stated this during his visit to the Gateway State at the Presidential Lounge in Abeokuta.
Within the short space of time that he's been in office, he has demonstrated capacity. He has increased investment. Naturally, this is a state that attracts more investment than the rest of us, those of us in the hinterland, because it's close to Lagos. But on top of that, he's brought to bear his business acumen, his extensive knowledge of the investment terrain to attract a lot more investment.
Dr. Fayemi also said that he was aware of the latest investment plan, especially that of Olokola and the Agrocabo Airport, which he described as an intervention that will bring about economic growth to the state.
And spending hundreds of millions of dollars in the state. You can't do that if the investor does not have confidence in the leadership in the state. And I have interacted with him as chair of Governors Forum. He is a consistent participant in all aspects of our work in the Governors Forum, engaging the federal government, interacting amongst ourselves, our peer learning programs, and our bridge building, peacemaking, conflict management initiatives around the country. You find him there.
He urged the people to vote for any governor seeking re-election, especially those of his forum. The Ogun State Governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, has been honored as the 2021 Best Governor of the Year in Digital Economy in the country by Daily Independent newspaper. Governor Abiodun, who dedicated the award to the people of the state and his cabinet members for their support, said the award was made possible as a result of teamwork, spirit and hard work and diligence being displayed by the members of the State Executive Council in discharging their duties as and when due. Governor's Office correspondent Yusuf Ganiu reports.
This award presented to the State Governor, Prince Takwa Abeokuta, as Best Governor of the Year 2021 in Digital Economy by Daily Independent newspaper is a clear demonstration of its commitment to digitalize all sectors towards improving socio-economic growth of the state. While commending the newspaper for the recognition, Governor Abeokuta informed that the use of information technology in the areas of land matters, revenue collection, and administrative processes has helped in the ease of doing business in the state, stressing that the issue of revenue leakages and associated problems is now a thing of the past.
And looking at that status as a gateway state, we had to come up with a vision that would complement what we set out to do, that would help us in achieving our objectives. And that vision was very clear to us. It was to create a focused and qualitative governance, with emphasis, focused and qualitative, whilst also creating an enabling environment for public-private sector partnership. Because we feel that is very fundamental to the economic growth of our state, and when there's economic growth, there will be individual prosperity.
The governor also assured that the award would serve as another call to service in order to improve on its performances by making the state better for the citizenry, urging the newspaper to continue to sustain its leadership role in the country by being objective and constructive in its reportage.
I can assure you that we will further be motivated by this, because they say the reward for success is hard work. I want to admonish you to continue to do that which you are doing and to continue to do it better. You are judged as a very objective and transparent newspaper. And I want to pray that you continue to do just that.
Earlier, the leader of the team, Mr. Yemi Adebisi, informed that the reason behind the award is to appreciate the efforts of Governor Takwa Abeokuta in institutionalizing good governance through the provision of infrastructure amenities that can make the state stand out in the community of states across the country.
Your very valuable achievements stood you out, and of course, in the corridor of politics in Nigeria, it's obvious to say that your name as a kingmaker and a listening governor will never be forgotten.
The Daily Independent Newspaper Award is another in the series of awards received by the governor that will spur him to do more for his people. Yusuf Ganiu, OGTV News.
The Chairman House Committee on Information, Culture and Tourism and member of the Ogun State House of Assembly, Honorable Yusuf Temitope Adejojo, has declared his intention to seek re-election and represent Abeokuta South State Constituency 1 under the platform of the All Progressives Congress, APC. Honorable Adejojo made this intention known while presenting his letter of intent to the chairman of the party in the local government at the secretariat of the party in Ijayi, Abeokuta. Matthew Shomi completes the report.
Relying on the support of the people and the call by them to represent them again, given how he has provided them with quality representation and facilitation of dividends of democracy ranging from water, road and drainage projects, distribution of educational materials to schools in the constituency, provision of free bus ride and sponsorship of various bills to cater for his constituency. Honorable Yusuf Temitope Adejojo has decided to offer himself for the service of his people for the second term. This is what has brought him to the secretariat of the All Progressives Congress in Abeokuta South Local Government to declare his intention and present his letter of intent to recontest for the Abeokuta South State Constituency 1 seat at the Ogun State House of Assembly. The Honorable was received by the executive and leaders of the party in the local government as he presented his scorecard and how he has represented his constituency and the party in the last 3 years at the House of Assembly.
My people ask me to further more. I can only assure my people that the trust that they have in me, that I'll try as much as possible to keep the integrity and to represent the party well.
He believed his re-election will afford him the opportunity of serving the people more and impacting on their lives and the constituency while praising the current administration in Ogun State for the even spread of dividends of democracy across the states.
Like the road from Elite to Okelantoro, from Ekinta to Shomori, Prince Court Estate, I've been able to facilitate a lot of projects, and I can assure my people that if given the mandate and if elected in the next coming election, I can promise them and assure them that I'll facilitate more projects and embark on more empowerment.
Chairman of APC in Abeokuta South Local Government, Honorable Henry Fagbero, said Honorable Yusuf Adejojo has served the people and his record of performance is there to speak for him.
He's doing a great job in Constituency 1. Everybody knew the boss is coming to carry their children to school at a very difficult time. He deserves to show the intention, and I'm telling the party faithful, rally round him.
The Honorable then presented his letter of intent to the chairman of the party as he departed the secretariat alongside his supporters with high hope of clinching the tickets of the party based on the support of its people. Matthew Shomi, OGTV News.
Still ahead on the news, federal government seeks justice for Nigerian trader who died in Ivorian prison. We'll bring you details of this and more after the break. Noimot Salakoyedele has sought the support of well-meaning individuals and organizations to key into the Adopt a School project of Prince Dapo Abiodun-led administration in his continued efforts to reposition the state's education sector. Engineer Salako Oyedele said this during the official handover of a block of 4 classrooms donated by the Builder School Initiative Africa, BASIA, to Obafemiode Local Government Nursery and Primary School, Pakuro. She noted that education for all is a collective responsibility, and hence all parties needed to join hands with the government to achieve the desired standard. She added that apart from improving on the infrastructural deficit the present administration met on ground, it had also identified that if properly motivated, learners and teachers would be duly encouraged. The Deputy Governor applauded the group led by its President, Dr. Victor Ukorebe, for being worthy partners in progress with the state government. She admonished the school authorities to make good use of the infrastructure, stating that good maintenance is the only key to the longevity of anything.
We are very happy to be one of the many beneficiaries of BASIA, knowing fully well that there's so many people who are asking and wanting BASIA to come and donate to them. And for BASIA to have identified us here in Ogun State as a beneficiary of their benevolence, we thank them very much for this. Education for all is a responsibility of all of us. And I want to seize this opportunity to call on other well-meaning individuals, philanthropic organizations, non-governmental organizations, corporate organizations, to support the Ogun State government's Adopt a School program.
In their separate remarks, Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Abayomi Arigbabu, and the Chairman, State Universal Basic Education Board, SUBEB, Dr. Femi Majakudumi, represented by the Board Secretary, Mr. Wasiu Kuye, commended BASIA for its unflinching support to education, saying the donation will further complement government's huge investment in the sector. In his address, the President and Chief Executive Officer, BASIA, Dr. Victor Ukorebe, said the provision of 6 blocks of classrooms, representing a total of 24 classes, have been provided by the NGO across Ogun State, thereby securing the future of 1,200 students in the state. Earlier, the head teacher of the school, Alhaja Muibat Aziz, said the classrooms donated to the school came at the right time, calling on other corporate organizations to also support the government's efforts towards transforming the state education sector. To appreciate the continued and unflinching support of the Prince Dapo Abiodun-led administration, Ogun State Institute of Technology, OGTV, Igbesa, has constructed and commissioned a 70 million naira newly built administrative building named after the governor. Speaking at the commissioning of the project, Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Abeokuta, posited that no government can single-handedly underwrite the cost of sound and effective education service delivery to its citizens. The commissioner said that the building would in no small measure add value to the teaching and learning activities and also ensure smooth running of administrative processes. This gesture, he revealed, will not be exaggerated considering the enormous resources the state government had committed to the education sector. Abeokuta disclosed that government has taken a firm stand to ensure that its policy in the sector as top priority was fulfilled with the provision of basic infrastructure, sound curricula, and better welfare for school administrators, teachers, and learners.
This administration saw the need to make access possible, to improve access to education. And that was why the free education policy has continued and all forms of levies and fees in primary and secondary schools were cancelled so that more learners could come to school.
In her welcome address, Director OGTV, Dr. Mrs. Olufunke Akikurulere, said that all necessary resources were expended to achieve the success of the building in order to create an enabling environment that will make an impact on moral and productivity of the staff. 4,289 core members of the 2021 Batch A, Stream 2 of the National Youth Service Corps NYSC have been released into the labor market after their one-year compulsory service in Ogun State, with a charge on them to explore and discover new grants and become great ambassadors of their country. The State Director of the National Youth Service Corps, Dr. Mrs. Belinda Fani, gave the charge at the passing out parade organized for them. Bomi Adigun completes the story.
Passing out of corps members in recent times has been devoid of ceremonies due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but gradually the ceremonies are returning. This one is for 2021 Batch A Stream 2 corps members after their one-year compulsory service in Ogun State. Representing the governor of Ogun State here is the Commissioner for Youth and Sports, Honorable Kehinde Oluwadamilare, who did the traditional inspection of Guard of Honor. State NYSC Director, Dr. Mrs. Belinda Fani, commended the corps members for their good conduct while in Ogun State and charged them to continue to be good ambassadors of the scheme. From the governor of Ogun State, represented by Honorable Kehinde Oluwadamilare, he extends courtesies to them and reminded them of the good moments they had in the state in the last 1 year. He told them to always come back as the state is home to everyone.
Let me use this opportunity to congratulate those of you who have been giving them category to award. These are the recognition of many individuals who have made through individual and group community development service projects. I must say that these are definitely without you to the good people of the state for paying you and what made them support you, particularly programs
some of the corps members, it was an experience never to be forgotten.
For me, what next is to go into the society, deliver what I've learned over the past 1 year to wherever I find myself.
4,289 corps members of the 2021 Batch 8 Stream 2 of the National Youth Service Corps were released at the ceremony. Bumi Adigun, OGTV News.
A society that fails to train the younger generation of the relevance and rudiments of its culture is more prone to extinction, as the indigenous values, beliefs, and lifestyles, such as language, will go into extinction. In celebration of Remo language aimed at promoting and resuscitating its dialect, a program tagged Remo Dialect Debate took place among secondary schools across the entire Remo land at the Akarigo Palace, Shagamu. Tiwalade Faisal reports.
Ìwà ìpáǹle bí àpẹẹrẹ àwa òbí máa rọ̀wẹ̀ ṣòfò kẹ́ máa bójútó àwọn ọmọ rẹ̀.
Language loss is symbolic of cultural loss, and this can have real consequences for a community. More than just a bunch of words, language is intimately connected to culture because it gives speakers a connection to their culture and a strong sense of identity. To this end, secondary school students across Remoland in a debate preferred solution on how to end moral decadence among youth in Remo dialect. Ambassador Lizzie Jekami, convener of the program, said the program is aimed at young school students, focusing on the need to revive the use of indigenous language in schools.
We're encouraging people through this program that we need to get back to our roots. So we are starting this program right from Remoland to encourage others out there that we must not allow our culture go into extinction.
According to Mrs. Ronke Shoyombo, Special Advisor to Ogun State Governor on Education, highlighted the advantages of training a child in a local dialect at an early age of their lives. She said the government is working tirelessly in promoting it in schools across the state.
We must give our children the sense of identity. We must show to them that they must be proud of where they belong to. And that's something that government is going to promote really well, more and more.
As a custodian of culture, Oba Dewale Oshiberu, chairman of the occasion, said it was fulfilled. He added that the promotion of culture is a collective responsibility that should be embraced by all.
The mother tongue should be the language of training at home. And we want to encourage the parents, even the government, to encourage that.
Cultural display by participating schools, Remo chants showcasing the beauty of language, formed the high points of the event. Tiwalade Faison, OGTV News.
The statutory allocation to the 20 local government areas in Ogun State is 3,633,168,161 naira and 88 kobo. The Accountant General of the state, Mr. Thomas Babatunde Aregbesola, gave this breakdown at the April 2022 Joint Action Allocation Committee of the state local governments held at the Obas Complex, Okemoso, Abeokuta. Fora Addison reports that the State Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Honorable Afolabi Afwakwe, who presided over the meeting, revealed that there is a surplus of over 3.8 million naira for the month under review.
The statutory meeting, which is a part of the open door policy of the Prince Dakwa Abiodun's administration, was made up of Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, and the Accountant General of the state, as well as the 20 local government chairmen and representatives of traditional rulers from Egba, Ijebu, Yewa, and Remo. Presiding over the statutory April 22 JAC meeting on local government, the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Afolabi Afwakwe, said the salary of the month of April will be paid with ease.
We cannot survive without people looking at here. There's no way we can survive if the federal government or federal government system give out the local government and stay at the same time. We be talking close to how much are we paying now? We are paying 3.6 billion. Maybe say we also get about 2 points or 3 points, don't know. We cannot survive without 7 billion in a month. Just to say how much we have in a month as I hear. Do you have the 7 billion in a month? And our executives have a whole lot of things to do with it. And then I cannot blame, I don't blame the state government. I only thank the Akanajara people that are looking for funds. Okay, this one on top, why you to pay this? It just, it's fund management. It's fund management.
The Accountant General of the state, Babatunde Aregbesola, breaking the allocation down, said there is a gross deficit of over 6.5 billion naira.
Implemented against the statutory allocation, we still have a net figure of 2 billion 71 million 185,070 naira and 62 kobo. Apart from the federation allocation, we also have the VAT, the value-added tax, that accrue to the local governments. And the amount for that is 1 billion 561 million 983,144 naira 26 kobo.
The chairman of Nigerian Union of Teachers, Akinola Abiodun, and the Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees, counterpart Olatunji Ayuba, were divided on the mode of payment for workers in the primary school and local government. The chairman of the chairman, Alhaji Tunde Gazar, however, showed appreciation to the government of Ogun State for living up to expectation in welfare of its workers and service delivery. Adefowura Adesanwo, OGTV News.
Chairmen of local government councils in Ogun State have made a passionate appeal for an immediate increase in the revenue sharing formula accruable to local government councils in the nation to enable the third tier of government meet all its financial obligations for the overall socio-economic development of the rural areas. The chairman, Ogun State chapter of the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, Mr. Tunde Emiola Gazal, made the appeal while appearing before the State House of Assembly Committee on Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs led by Honorable Bolanle Ajayi for the appraisal of the Council's budget performance for the last quarter at the Assembly Complex, Okemoso, Abeokuta. Correspondent Kolawole Osho covered the exercise. Details of his report are presented in this package.
Chairman Ogun State chapter of the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, ALGON, who is also the chairman of Ijebu-Ode local government, Honorable Tunde Gazal, disclosed that the current allocation received from the Federation account, if combined with the revenue generated by the local government councils, could not meet the recurrent expenditure of the local government councils. It therefore sought the support of the state lawmakers to ensure that the local government enjoy increased revenue from the Federation account in the ongoing amendments of the nation's constitution, just as he requested the assemblymen to help look into the relevant revenue laws, in line with the support of the Prince Dakwa Abiodun-led administration, to uplift the local government councils in the state.
The revenue allocation formula has to be looked at and reconsidered. That's the Federation account. What is given to the local governments is not enough to bear the responsibilities put on the shoulders of local government. We have a very valuable local government administration in the state because that's the closest to the people.
Responding, the chairman, House Committee on Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Honorable Bolanle Ajayi, the Deputy Majority Leader, Honorable Bashir Abdul, and Honorable Solomon Osho, assured that the Assembly will do its bit at ensuring that local governments get more revenue through the ongoing constitutional amendments, as well as making sure that the relevant revenue laws in the state are reviewed. The lawmakers also counsel the council chairmen and the heads of local government administration to always update their financial records, promote accountability and transparency in all their operations at the councils.
The Ogun State Governor, Prince Dakwa Abiodun, is inviting Muslim faithful and other stakeholders across the state to the 2022 Special Iftar Breaking of Fast holding on Friday, 29th April 2022. Venue of the Special Iftar is the arcade ground of the Governor's Office, Okemoso, Abeokuta, starting at 4 in the evening. The guest lecturer at the event is the National Missioner and Southern Society of Nigeria, Sheikh Abdurrahman Olarewaju Ahmad. The Minister of State Foreign Affairs, Ubaru Dada in Abuja, said the Nigerian government is still seeking justice for Itunuba Balola, a 21-year-old trader who was wrongfully jailed in Ivory Coast and died in custody late last year. He also said that members of staff of the Nigerian embassy in Abidjan, Ivory Coast, paid out of their pockets to procure legal services for Itunuba Balola, who was wrongfully jailed in the country. Dada disclosed this during the 36th session of the State House briefing that was held at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. In November 2021, Babalola, who was based in Budoko, Côte d'Ivoire, was jailed after her appointment was burgled by an Ivorian in September 2019. Up next, we'll bring you some business reports. Stay tuned.
You're welcome to the business segment of the news. Stock markets powered higher on Thursday, extending a recovery of bargain hunting after sharp losses at the start of the week. In foreign exchange, the dollar traded around 20-year peaks versus the year-end at the highest level in more than 5 years against the euro as the Federal Reserve aggressively hikes U.S. interest rates. Trading is volatile across major assets as investors remain on high alert over a range of crises, including the Ukraine war, surge in inflation, higher interest rates, and Chinese COVID lockdowns. Bitcoin is not a cure-all for Africa's economic woes, the International Monetary Fund warned on Thursday after the Central African Republic adopted the cryptocurrency as legal tender. The head of the IMF's African Department, Abeokuta said that a robust payment system with financial transparency and a governance framework must be in place when adopting cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin's value has swung wildly, soaring by 150% last year to reach a record $68,991 before falling sharply in recent months. It was worth almost $40,000 on Thursdays. Manufacturers Association of Nigeria has faulted the Central Bank of Nigeria's repatriation rebate scheme, saying the $65 to $1 offered by the Apex Bank does not cover the foreign exchange rate gap between the official and parallel market. The Director General, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Segun Ajayi Kadiri, said rather than giving money to those that repatriate funds on the export of value-added non-oil export, the Apex Bank should support the current export expansion grant. The Director General said that if the bank must retain the rebate, then it should consider increasing it to at least 100 to 120 naira. This is because the current gap in the foreign exchange rate is at least 150 naira. In a bid to address the challenge of funding for women participation in the oil and gas industry, the Nigerian Content Development Monitoring Board, in partnership with the Nigerian Export-Import Bank, has earmarked $40 million intervention fund for the purpose. Its executive secretary, engineer Simbi Wambote in Abuja, said there is no gender bias in the Nigeria Content Development Monitoring Board. He added that all activities in the board are all-inclusive, stressing that it provides all genders equal opportunities. Indonesia began imposing a complete ban on palm oil exports on Thursday as the world's largest producer of the commodity risked destabilizing a global vegetable oil market already hitting peak prices. The archipelago nation is facing a shortage of domestic supplies of cooking oil and soaring prices, with consumers in several cities having to wait for hours in front of distribution centers to buy the essential commodity at subsidized rates. Authorities in Southeast Asia's most populous country fear the scarcity and rising costs could provoke social tensions and have moved to secure supplies of the product, which is used in a range of goods such as chocolate spreads and cosmetics. In a last-minute reversal late Wednesday, They clarified the embargo would include exports of the oil seed and not only products intended for edible oils as indicated a day earlier. And that story from Indonesia brings us to the end of business news for today. Thanks for watching. Back to Wally.